Thank you. What
Much
a great
better.
job the
Wow,
audience
yes.
did. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Awesome.
Welcome. I am Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce, and you have tuned in, hopefully on purpose, to Sunrise Spotlight. It's a talk show we do every third Thursday of the month right here at the SLC TV studios. It's free. It's open to the public. And my co-host is one of my favorite people in the entire world. It's the one, the only city manager of that beautiful city of Fort Pierce, Mr. Nick Mims. Welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you, as
Yes.
always. It's
Yes.
always nice to see you. This is time we get to spend together at least once a month.
Yes, we need it.
We do. We
Yes.
do. We have a full show today.
Yes, we do.
A lot going on.
We have some exciting guests.
We have who did you bring with you today?
Well, me personally, I brought Mr. Will Armstead.
Okay.
He is like the, excuse me.
And for those of you watching at home, we just had a big discussion about using the word like in
My
public
bad.
speaking.
My bad. I got nervous.
And we threw
I'm
him
sorry.
off. So
Sorry.
we're gonna get I'm gonna flick him with this paper. No.
I'm sorry. Get it together. Will is the executive director.
President CEO.
There you go. Of the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County.
Yes, and friend to everybody, all over
Based in
town.
Fort Pierce.
Based in Fort Pierce.
Based in Fort
They
Pierce.
do have some centers in Port St. Lucie.
Yes,
they have
they
centers
do.
all over the county, but
Yes, they
his office is in Fort Pierce. You're
Yes.
absolutely right.
Yes, it is.
So you brought Will.
I brought Will.
We're going to talk to our sponsor, which is, of course, FPUA,
Yes.
Fort Pierce Utility Authority.
Great partner for the city.
It is a great
Yes.
partner for the city.
Mhm.
And then we also have a lot to talk about on what's going on in the city right now.
Absolutely.
So we'll tease them with a couple of things. What are we going to talk about that's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what. The month of June is very exciting for us. All right. So not only are we going to have a online survey to
Okay.
get community input for what needs to happen at our beautiful Sunrise Theater. The Sunrise Theater, as you know,
Oh, yeah.
is going through some change.
Yeah.
And the Sunrise Theater is in the midst of a transition whereby we're going to be looking for a new leader.
Yep.
And in doing so, we want the community's input to tell us what they want to see, what type of shows, community events,
Yeah.
rental events, concert events, performances. We want that.
Good.
We need the community to tell us
You
what's
need the
going on.
feedback.
Right.
That's a good point, because I think that we've seen a lot of the same shows.
Absolutely.
Some things have been going on for a long time. Like, do we need to mix it up? Do we need to? Should we? And if we do, will they come?
Absolutely. I met with a dance studio company recently.
Okay.
They perform. They're going to do the Little Mermaid. And
Who
they do-
doesn't love the Little Mermaid?
Absolutely. I would go see it.
You would?
Yes. I like the Little Mermaid.
You do? Somebody? Is it Disney?
Yeah. Which the one had the little Dory? Dory, is that?
That's Finding Nemo.
Oh, well.
I think that's
Same
they're
thing.
both water-based creatures. So,
Absolutely.
But if the mermaid's Disney, who dies? If it's Disney, somebody got to die.
Nobody dies in the Little Mermaid.
Somebody dies in the Little Mermaid. Is it Disney? Who here has seen the Little Mermaid? And does somebody die? Okay. So at least they killed off somebody that was mean, but
Okay.
Ursula dies, and somebody.
Obviously, I need to go back and see it again.
If it's Disney,
yes.
somebody gotta die.
And that's one of the shows that we may be seeing upcoming at the Sunrise Theater. But we're going to have a community meeting,
Okay.
June the 27th, 6 p.m. at the Sunrise Theater. So I hope everybody in TV land and everyone in this audience can
And
attend.
YouTube land. We're on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. It's a thing, Nick.
I'm sorry, YouTube land. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
never heard anybody say that before.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
YouTube. They got
Yeah.
it. New. Brand new.
All right. So if you want to participate in the online survey, go to thecityoffortpierce.com.
Mhm.
Great survey.
Yep.
I believe it's up by the time this
Is
show.
Cheyenne nodding? It's up.
The survey is up. It shall be up. And we need your input. So please do that.
And
come to the
anybody. You
meeting.
don't have to live in Fort Pierce, because everybody uses the Sunrise. So
Absolutely.
anybody
Folks,
can do
yeah.
it.
Everybody all over the state come to Fort Pierce to come to the beautiful Sunrise Theater.
Yeah, it is a
Absolutely.
beautiful venue.
Yes.
I think it's large. How many seats does it hold?
1,221.
Okay, so we're not booking the Grateful Dead, but we're, somewhere in between that and... I don't think they tour anymore. I'm old. We already established that earlier.
Right. But that's happening.
Okay.
We have some great news.
Okay.
Great news. Crime in St. Lucie County, specifically Fort Pierce, I'm going to say,
Okay.
is down 10%.
Nice.
10%.
Nice. This is the second year in a row it's
I would
down.
say the third year in a
Third
row.
row? Third year?
Third year in a row.
Wow.
We're doing a tremendous job with our community engagement,
Yep.
with our gang intervention.
Mhm.
Of course, we have hiccups. Things happen. But we respond to them. We solve the crimes. We get it done. Crime is going down.
Congratulations on
Absolutely.
that. That is
Yes.
big news.
We're proud.
You should be proud.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to tell you already told them the Sunrise first they have to fill out the survey if they can.
If they can.
But they can also come to the community meeting, which is
Please.
again when?
June 27th,
Okay.
6 p.m. at the Sunrise Theater.
All right. What else is going on in the city?
I can tell you what, just recently,
Recently.
we were identified, City Fort Pierce was identified as one of the top 20 most beautiful main streets in the nation.
Aw.
Nation, right?
Yeah.
Nation.
Yeah.
In the nation by Reader's Digest.
Reader's Digest.
Yes.
That's huge.
We got big news, man.
You got big
Our
news.
city is exploding.
Yeah.
I love it.
But if you haven't been downtown, it really is one of the most beautiful downtowns you
Yes,
could
it
ever
is.
could see.
Yes, it is.
Water views from
We're
everywhere.
proud, man.
Yeah.
We're proud. We
Congratulations
need to see
on
you
that
down there a
too.
little bit more often.
I'm putting an office in at the Seven Gables house.
Yes, you're going to tell us about that, right?
I will. I definitely will. I'll do it now. You brought it up. That segue was seamless, so
Okay.
I'll just tell you now.
Okay. Go ahead.
The Seven Gables House, which of course is a partnership between the City of Fort Pierce and the Chamber of Commerce, the
Yes,
St.
it
Lucie County Chamber of
Yes.
Commerce. We're one county, one chamber. We are going to, we're renovating in there, and we're putting more of a museum aspect that's related to the Seven Gables in there, things that
Okay.
went on in the Seven Gables. But we're also putting in a gift shop, and the reason why is because, well, it's twofold. One, the only place in town that sells like hats or T-shirts that say Fort Pierce on them is Walmart, which I love my Walmart, but we need to have a little bit more of that available to our residents. So we're going to be able to sell logoed items in terms of Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie County,
Fantastic.
things of that nature. I'm going to work with Dean, your city or marina manager.
Manager, yes.
And I'm going to buy some postcards and magnets from him because we don't want to duplicate efforts. We don't want to take business from anybody.
I agree.
So we're going to buy the products from them and then resell them in our gift shop. And we don't want to do, the Manatee Center has a great gift shop. Their buyer is top notch, and they have the cutest things in there. We don't want to cannibalize their customer base either. So we're going to stick to just Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, love the port items, that sort of thing.
Awesome.
So we're excited about that. But we're also going to start booking excursions.
Really?
A one-stop shop for excursions, and we're so excited to do that. As you know, probably better than any of us,
Yes.
we have a lot of small businesses in Fort Pierce that are doing
Yes.
kayak rentals or motorized
Paddleboard,
kayaks,
right.
paddleboarding,
Yes.
even charter boats. Some of our charter boats are small. And right now we can give you the information at Seven Gables for most of them, but then you have to call them or
Right.
reach out to them. Well, we're going to book them for them.
Creating a one-stop shop.
You
You
betcha.
come to the Seven Gables house,
Come
you
to
get
that
the
Seven Gables
information,
house.
you book your tour.
Yep, we'll give you a
We love
receipt.
it.
You take it to the tour guide.
We love it.
I know. I can't wait.
Is your office going to be there now?
My office is going to be upstairs. Now,
Really?
I'm going to have an office upstairs. I'll still have one on Midway Road.
Okay.
But you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't. I am downtown Fort Pierce a lot.
Well, you should move there.
Yeah, a lot. Well, it's a small house. And
I
I
know you need
can't
a big
fit us
office, so I
all. I mean,
understand.
I can only get maybe 2 desks up in
Okay,
there. So
all right.
yeah. And I've got 7 or 8 employees. We're going to have 9 with the gift shop because we're going to put employees over there so that we make sure that everything's being done.
Well, that's fantastic.
I know, I'm excited. And we still have volunteers that will be
Okay.
able to greet the guests and
Yes.
give them brochures. But we need to have employees because we need them to run reports, make sure things are accounted for, and that
Right.
sort of thing.
How many visitors came to the Seven Gables house last year?
Oh my gosh, last year I think we had, was it 30,000, Cheyenne? Yeah.
Wow. 30,000 came to the Seven Gables house?
Yes.
Really?
Can you imagine? That's
I did not know
unique
that.
visitors.
Wow.
So it is very
work.
busy in there.
Yes.
Yeah, we're excited. And we're also working with the Tourist Development Council to get some interactive kiosks
Yes.
and to be able to capture the information on our visitors in a more electronic way. Because right now, everything at Seven Gables House it's true to form, and it's year. We write it down. Hey, write down your name and your address and your phone number. And when we sell something, we get out a carbon copy receipt book, and so we've got
Really?
we're going to go diving headlong into the 20th century. Not quite the 21st,
Okay.
but we're going to get to the 20th century in the 21st century if it's the last thing we do.
Well, since it's a joint venture, if there's anything we can do to help, we shall.
And you will hear about that.
Yes.
And that may be forthcoming.
Yes.
But we're excited. I think it's good for business. What we hope is that our tour guides will be able to have standard everyday tours. Because right now, if they don't fill up in the summer, they don't go out.
True.
And they don't have business. If they tell us they're going to do something at noon, we're hoping we're going to be able to book that so that they can go out every day at noon.
This is good.
I'm happy.
I
I'm
like
excited
this.
about it.
Thank you.
So anyway, that's that. We talked about that a little bit.
Yes, we did.
Maybe we'll get with our sponsor,
Yes.
Mr. Jakubczak.
Yeah. I'm sure he has good news for us.
I'm sure FQA always has good news. Yeah. They
Right.
wouldn't come on here to tell you about a rate hike, would they?
Well, I hope not.
No, they wouldn't. So I don't think they
Well, Paul might.
Okay.
You never know.
All right, so we're going to take a break. Stay with us, and we'll be right back with our sponsor, FQA.
Downtown Fort Pierce is a charming blend of historic architecture, eclectic shops, restaurants, and waterfront recreation. You'll find beautiful art galleries and historic venues like the Sunrise Theater, which make downtown come alive with a constant influx of culture and entertainment. In addition, the City Marina is the only downtown marina on the Treasure Coast and close to one of Florida's best all-weather inlets. But you don't need a slip or a boat to take advantage of the beautiful Indian River Lagoon. Simply strolling along the waterfront, you can see manatee, dolphins, or enjoy outdoor dining along the luxuriously designed waterfront. Downtown Fort Pierce is in the midst of many exciting developments as new living and working spaces are developing along the city's scenic shores. Whether coming to enjoy a show or find a dynamic new place to live or do business, you'll love downtown Fort Pierce.
Welcome back to Sunrise Spotlight. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with my co-host, the one, the only, Mr. Nick Mims, City Manager of the beautiful city of Fort Pierce. We are at the SLC TV studios, and we're here every third Thursday at 2 o'clock. We sweeten the pot with a little homemade pastries from Pee Cobb. It's a business right downtown in Fort Pierce in the Pee Cobb building.
Yeah.
And we also are free, open to the public. We'd like to have anybody come down. Anybody can come down. Or watch us on YouTube, the new thing that we just,
Yes.
that we
YouTube
have.
land. Yes.
YouTube land or
YouTube
TV
land.
land. All right, you brought a guest today?
Well, you brought the guest.
Oh, I did.
But I like him too. His name is Paul Jakubczak.
Yep,
He's
Paul
with the FPUA.
is with the
Thank
Fort
you.
Pierce Utilities Authority. He's
Yes.
also a board member for me for the Chamber of Commerce.
That's
Really?
how I
He's
know
on our
about the
board.
accent.
Wow.
Yes, and he is a leadership alumni along with yourself.
Oh, really? What
a St.
class? What
Lucie
class?
leadership alumni.
33, the best ever.
Oh my gosh.
He was in Cheyenne's class. What,
25.
25?
25.
I'm
25.
24. I'm 24, so
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
And also,
Rookies.
because we're both familiar with Paul, we're both able to say Jakubczak.
All you got to do is look the way it's spelled. And then guess.
And then guess.
And
Yes,
then
look
guess.
at the way it's spelled and then guess, because there's a lot of consonants. But it's easy enough. Thank
Easy-
you for being with
It was
us.
easier to spell the alphabet as a kid.
I'm sure. Yeah. Took a while.
Just a little bit.
Paul J.
You know, when they start I just raised my hand. That's me.
Yeah. When
That's
they
me.
start stumbling, that's me.
That's me. Come find me.
Well, FPUA, as you know, is our sponsor every month here, and we're very thankful for that. Thank you to
Yes,
you
thank
and whoever decided, and Jan, who's
Jan.
with us today
Jan
to
decided.
be our partner in this endeavor. And so you come on, you tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Utility Authority.
Yeah, what's new, Paul?
What's new in the utility authority? We're storm prepping. You know, just because Alberto may form in the future does not mean that we should not be storm prepping now.
So you're not, you're literally like prepping for a storm.
The
We,
month of June.
FPUA,
Okay.
storm preps year-round to make
Okay.
sure that we provide an excellent service to our customers and the citizens of Fort Pierce. So one of the things that we do in the month of May is every department goes through and revises and looks at our internal storm manual to make sure that we are prepared and set for when and if a storm happens so that we can provide service and get it back on as quickly as possible.
And you guys did a great job during Irma. How
Yes,
quick
they
was
did.
that?
5.5 days from the date that we were able to get out after the wind subsided to the last customer was hooked up.
That's pretty darn good. How many customers do you have?
28,232 electric,
Wow.
a little over 20,000 water, 14,000 wastewater, and about 5,000 gas.
Very nice.
So we got a few customers,
Just a couple.
just a few.
Well, that's interesting, and happy that you're doing it. We all probably should be thinking about it. The Hurricane Expo is coming up, I think, in June.
Yeah,
So,
we actually met with a gentleman named Derek from Representative Mast's office that talked about participation in the Hurricane Prep Expo that you're putting together. And one of the things that we wanted to do is talk a little bit about what our customers can do and what the public can do to be prepared for storms. Some of it is your standard, make sure you got water. Make sure you have non-perishables. People don't think about their first aid kits. Make sure you got enough Band-Aids. Fresh batteries in your flashlights. How tough is it when you go to turn the flashlight on when the power goes out, which it normally doesn't, but when it does, you turn it on and the batteries only last for 5 minutes and then you're tripping over yourself trying to find candles. Test your flashlight. Turn it on, let it go for a little bit. Go play flashlight tag in the yard. That was a game from way back when. The flashlight tag in the yard. It's a great thing. The other thing people don't understand or look for is cooking. How are you going to cook? Do you have a grill? Make sure you have a propane tank filled. If you don't have a propane tank and you want natural gas service, by all means, give us a call, and we'll let you know if we have service in the area. Be more than happy to hook you up.
Yeah, I wish you had service in I don't have natural gas in my area. I love natural gas. Do you have natural gas?
No.
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 No. Somebody lives in the area.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
So, nope, it's flat no.
The other thing, too, is fuel for generators. Everyone talks about fuel for the cars, but fuel for generators.
And let's talk about generators for a little bit, because I've been in Florida now a long time, 18 years, and I survived Francis and Jean. But I don't have the T-shirt to prove it. That's another thing we should sell at the Seven Gables
I survived.
house.
Good idea.
I survived Francis and Jean.
Right.
But people need to take care of their generator now. Don't wait till a storm's coming to take it down to the generator shop because you left gas in it all year, right?
That is true. Make sure you start it up. The other thing that we try to recommend to people is to run something with it. So just starting it up, when you hook and plug something into it, as soon as it starts drawing load, if it's not going to run properly, it just shuts off. So what I normally do, or I have my son do, depending on if I can drag him out of bed in time, is to take the pressure washer, run the generator out front, pressure wash the driveway. In that hour or so, it makes sure that there's enough load going on there as the pressure washer is going up and down. You can hear the generator go up and down. Let it cool off. The biggest thing with generators is make sure that they're hooked up properly to your house, because the worst thing you can do is hook it up improperly and have it backfeed to provide issues with safety for our linemen.
Yeah, and people aren't familiar with what a backfeed is. I am a little familiar with what a backfeed is. But it is a no-no, and your insurance will not cover your house if something happens if you've backfed a generator in there. So explain to them a little bit about what that is.
What a backfeed will do is it will take, if you have no power in your house and you don't turn off your main breaker and you go ahead and energize your entire house with a generator, either a whole home or just a pull cord, and you plug it into the wall, what happens is that takes that 120 volts out of that generator and will go back through our transformers and create 7,600 volts up on our lines, which is an issue. And it also, the other thing too, is if you do the whole home generator, if you just take those little portable ones and plug it in, you risk blowing that generator up or hurting the internal portions of your house because you're overloading the generator. So you can't run your AC, you can't run your 95-inch LCD TV, you can't watch cable all the time. You got to be smart about it. Fridges, you really only need to run a fridge maybe 4 to 6 hours a day, as long as you're not opening it up and looking in there to see what's cold and if the light comes on, because it won't if there's no power.
Right.
But if you do and you ever see the light come on, you know that you have power back. But those kind of things, if you put too much on a generator, you run the risk of ruining your generator, and that's not going to help you in the future.
So how do you recommend they hook it up to their house? There's something that you can get done to your box and
talk to a local electrician, a licensed electrician,
to
and
come in and wire it for that.
They will wire it for that, or if you don't want to go through that expense, just get yourself a UL listed extension cord and run that from the plug-in for your refrigerator and run that out to the generator itself.
Directly to the generator. Is better than trying to backfeed.
Correct.
Yeah, and people don't know that when you backfeed, if your house burns down, then they see that it was because you backfed a generator, you are not going to be covered.
I did not know that, but we will make sure to make notice of that.
I checked on it. Yes, yes.
What made you check on it?
You know, just bored.
Okay, let's check.
So I have a plug. So
Paul,
I had an electrician put it
how
in.
would people find out about this information that you just told us today? How do they know? Where can they go to get it?
If you look on our website, fpoa.com, you'll be able to find that information, as well as if you come into our lobby, we have brochures that talk about hurricane prep, hurricane safety. We're also going to be doing some more PR work in the communities to make sure that people understand what needs to be done. Google's a great thing, too.
Google's always your friend.
Google's a friend unless you believe everything that's written there.
Yeah. A suspicious friend, as they say. Well, you have 2 pages of stuff there. Did we cover it all?
No, there is one thing that I would like to
Okay,
really
let's
cover.
cover it
Go
all.
ahead.
What a lot of people don't understand is how the electric grid is put together. And I know I only got 5 minutes. So let's
How the electric grid.
We
Are
are
you serious,
heading
man?
into
Yeah,
the
yeah,
weeds.
no, here.
For real?
We'll do it this way.
We're gonna
Okay.
build a
Let's just say
grid.
Teresa and Nick are neighbors,
we're
right?
never going to have that discussion.
We will.
Somebody at home may need to know right
We'll
now
make
how
it
to
so
build
everyone
it.
Okay.
understands.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, sir.
So
Sorry.
Nick and Teresa are neighbors. Neither one of them has a generator.
Okay.
The power goes out because of a storm. It comes back on for Teresa. Nick doesn't have power, doesn't understand why he doesn't have power. So let me draw the picture for you. Think of a beautiful oak tree, right? You got the roots, you got the trunk, you got all the branches, and you got the leaves, right? So Nick is a leaf and Teresa's a leaf, right? So that's how the grid works. Now, when we restore power, we can't fix the leaf if the trunk is broken.
Right.
So when we go through and have a major storm and we need to do restoration, first off, we need to make sure that the root system is good, which is the generators that we get our power from. Then we need to make sure that the trunk itself is good, in good shape. Those are our mainline feeders, our substations, such as we have over by Lawnwood, downtown over by the Manatee Center. Then, after we get all that working, then we can go back in and fix the branches. And once the branches are fixed, the leaves come back on.
And maybe your branch wasn't broken, so when he fixed the trunk
We're
and
on the same branch
roots,
if we're neighbors.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily.
see, that's what they
Well,
think. No.
Well, I don't like that example.
You want me to draw an exact one?
This is how I feel about it. It has to stop and start somewhere. I mean, we can't all be on the same grid. It's not one main switch.
It's
so
not one.
somebody next to somebody somewhere is going to have power and somebody's not.
Right.
It's just common sense.
Exactly. And just to go over a little bit others too, what FPOA doesn't do during a hurricane, because this always comes up all the time. FPOA does not shut off power or water to South Hutchinson
Yeah,
Island.
they always think you're
That is
preempting.
down in Martin County.
Ah.
That is not us. The only thing that we will shut off is gas service to mobile home parks, depending on the severity of the storm, for public safety.
And I think they do that to get them off the island because they want you to be safe. So I understand it, but you don't do it.
We do not do it.
All right, good.
Nope, we do not do it. And the only thing else that I want to make sure that everyone's aware of is the county. Listen to the county alerts, the county website. They have a great setup. And if any customer has a medical need, such as oxygen, or they have medication that needs to be refrigerated, the Fenn Center, right down the street here on Virginia, is the only special needs shelter in the county. Get on the list, whatever they need to do, work through the county to make sure that you're on that list, because they will keep you there until they know that there's power back at your house and it's safe for you to go home.
And they'll go check for you before you head home.
They will check.
The
for
county
you.
does do a great job. Eric, our own Eric Gill, is all over Facebook and all over the news and all that kind of stuff, telling us where the shelters are and how to get to them. And
The city does. So.
yeah, you're out there too. I see your
Not
mug
me.
on it.
It's not just me. We
I've
have a
seen you
great
out
team.
there during storm stuff.
We have a great.
But yeah, very good. Well, thank you, Paul, for all of that. I think we've covered it all. In other
you.
words, get ready for the storm because it is summer in Florida and it could happen at any moment.
And we need another 4 to 6 inches of rain.
We do? I don't think we do. I want to see the stats on that. I don't think we do.
Being in the utility business, you're a part-time meteorologist as well, so you only have to be right 50% of the time.
I think you just look at, it's going to rain today. It's Florida.
That's true.
Yeah,
Or the sun's going to show up at some point.
it's Florida. All right, well, thank you, Paul. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
being a guest. And we will be right back with our next guest, everybody.
In Fort Pierce, you'll find a historic small-town lifestyle and a picturesque slice of paradise with miles and miles of unspoiled shores. Fort Pierce is one of Florida's best-kept secrets, a place with fascinating research centers and museums, excellent community services, and a wealth of cultural and recreational attractions. The community's historic downtown features beautiful shops and restaurants and is home to the monthly Friday Fest street party, the weekly farmers market, and so much more. And Fort Pierce is also witnessing burgeoning development with new waterfront businesses and residential developments, parks, and shops. Lawnwood Regional Medical Center and Heart Institute provides the area's most advanced medical services, including the only Level 2 Trauma Center, Level 3 Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, and a pediatric emergency department that's the first and only one of its kind on the Treasure Coast. Offering a quality of life that nurtures a happy and healthy lifestyle is what Fort Pierce is all about.
Welcome back
nice.
to Sunrise Spotlight. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It is our pleasure, our honor to do this event every third Thursday of the month. We do it at 2 o'clock right here at the SLC TV studios. It's free, it's open to the public, and we even throw in coffee and Danish, courtesy of PP Cobb right there in downtown Fort Pierce. Speaking of Fort Pierce, my co-host, as always, is the one, the only Nick Mims, city manager of Fort Pierce. He has brought us a slew of guests today. We just spoke with FPUA, the Utilities Authority for Fort Pierce, and now you have brought an old friend. He's been on my shows before, and
really?
he has.
Once or
He's a
twice.
pro.
Yeah.
We made him
did
sit
not
in the
know.
baseball one time. It was quite
I had to roll
humorous.
out of the chair.
Really?
For
Yeah,
all
it was
the-
rough.
he
It
wore
was
that
rough.
suit with those nice shoes
Yeah.
and
And
this
sat in the
tiny
baseball?
little baseball made for a 12-year-old boy. We had to roll him out. But anyway, introduce our guest.
I will.
Okay, very
This
good.
individual happens to be a great partner for the city of Fort Pierce. We have so many of our youth, boys and girls, that need mentoring, they need support, they need education, they need programming. And Mr. Armstead has taken the helm of the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County, and he has taken it to heights that I have not seen. So that's why you're on this show. That's why you're talking about what's going on in Fort Pierce with the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, I appreciate that.
Welcome, Will. That was
you.
a fantastic introduction.
Yeah,
That was a
wasn't it?
setup.
I know.
Actually, that was a setup.
Very
better-
impressed.
You better
Normally,
speak
you're
well.
nice to people because you expect a lot more.
That's
so
right.
you get them
Yes.
set up, right?
You didn't get the old "here's Will."
Yeah, exactly. So we are very excited of all the activity that we're having in Fort Pierce mainly. I mean, Fort Pierce, we've been partners for many years. We're serving so many kids over this last year. 200% increase in the amount of kids that we're serving. We're getting one of our buildings in a very high, I don't want to say high crime, but a very area that really needs our
Maybe
services.
some risk.
Some
risk.
very high risk, for those kids, just because there's not a lot for them to do in that area. And so the building's being renovated. And so by fall, these kids will have a very nice place to go to.
And where is this place?
It's going to be on 23rd and I, our Infinity unit.
Oh, okay. And this is a brand new location then for you.
It's an existing location that's being renovated.
Okay.
And so in the meantime, all of those kids and a whole nother group of kids are at the Percy Peak Gym.
Oh, all right. And Percy Peak is temporary until this happens, or are you going to maintain Percy Peak going into the new
Well,
year?
the need is there.
Right.
So as I look at the need, we'll continue to talk with the city of Fort Pierce about how does that look going toward the future. But based on the numbers and based on what we're seeing, we absolutely should be in that location going in the fall.
And for our viewers at home, because you were on a different show, Boys and Girls Club, what is it? What is your mission? What do you do?
So our mission is to serve kids who need us the most, and that's really serve all kids, but some need us just a little bit more. We work with character and leadership. We talk about academic success and living a healthy lifestyle. And so whatever you can think of in between all three of those things I just stated, that's what we do.
And Boys and Girls is a national program, obviously, and it is after school, before school, during spring break, during summer, all that kind of stuff.
It is.
The kids come and spend their time with you.
Nationally, we serve over 4.4 million kids. And I want to believe that in St. Lucie County, we are the fastest moving Boys and Girls Clubs in the nation. They don't believe it yet, but it's coming. And so when you look at Fort Pierce, the amount of kids that we're able to serve, we're going to hit some big numbers over this next year.
And what is that number? Do you
So right now we're serving about 8,000 kids a year. We serve daily right at 1,500 to 1,600 kids throughout all of our locations. And so we continue to partner with various organizations. Had a great meeting with PACE, which is located right here in Fort Pierce. These young ladies have a place to go at 2:30 until 2:30. But what are they doing from 2:30 to 6 or 7? So we're going to partner. Vicky, Culture, and I are talking about how can we make those girls club members so they can reap some of the benefits that our club members do.
And Pace has a little bit of older girls. They're typically teens there at Pace,
Between
correct?
11 and 17.
11 and 17. And what ages do you serve?
From the ages of 6 to 18.
6 to 18. That's
Yes.
pretty much everybody.
Everybody.
We've had some great success. The young ladies and young men that have gone through the Boys and Girls Club program, they're moving on to college. They come back to our community, and some, if I'm not mistaken, have come back to even work at the City of Fort Pierce and work directly with the children in your program.
Absolutely.
Do you have some alumni of note? We do the Young Floridian program. I always get to tell people Cheyenne was a Young Floridian, and Anthony Bono was a Young Floridian. So do you have some success stories you can share
We
with
do,
us?
but you only gave me a certain amount of time for your show.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to give them all.
Pick one,
All you gotta
Will.
do is drop
we
a
have
name.
several.
We got one. All right, so the first lady I'd
one.
say, she just came back yesterday. I just found out she's going to be in D.C. this summer with the Black Caucus. And she left our program 3 years ago. Parents didn't speak English. Parents didn't graduate from high school, but she'll be the first in her family to do that, going to FSU. She's been on an FSU website. I mean, that's huge when you talk about the amount of kids in that area.
That's
So
awesome, man.
she wants to come back to this community once she's done college, and I believe she wants to be a pharmacist. But it's either a pharmacist, attorney, or a land developer. She wants to be something in this community.
And we'll take all of it.
And we'll
all
take
of
it
the above.
all, right?
That's
All
good
right. Well,
stuff, man.
if people are interested in getting their children in the program, how do they reach out to you? How do they enroll their kids? What do you have to qualify to be a part of the program?
So they can just go to our website, www.bgcofslc.org, and they can, if they want their kids to be in the program, they can go by that way, or they can call us, which I'm going to have to look down because I don't know this number by heart. So I just don't, Nick. I just
Down
don't.
it. What show I'm
don't.
doing.
Oh my
so,
gosh,
yeah.
man.
So
I get
it's
it.
772-409-4491. And so, or they can call my office, 772-460-9918.
He knew that one off the top of his head.
Well, because that's my
I
office.
know.
But I don't know my extension.
All right.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I got to give it to Will. I've called him on a couple of occasions, and in my field of work, we come in contact with several families and children.
Yeah.
And I've had to call them on a couple of occasions to talk about children and families that are in specific need. So Will has always welcomed the children and the families. He's never turned a kid down.
Absolutely.
I got to give it to him. The Boys and Girls Club is definitely a resource for our city.
And he lives and breathes his work
No
for
doubt.
sure. And I
Absolutely.
think you've got a couple of additions at your house too.
I do.
Yes?
2 of them, a 4 and a 7-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. Will
So-
just took in some foster kids.
Yeah,
That's awesome,
yeah.
man.
Soon to be adopting them. So.
Oh, good. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
If I can give a shout out, because I think this is important.
Okay.
We Leap here, so I want to give her a shout
Oh,
out.
Gwen.
Gwen.
I got to give
Our
her a
old
Gwen
shout
friend,
out.
McLeod.
You're very
McLeod.
welcome.
We love Gwen.
We loved Gwen.
But
we
the
do.
cool thing about this community is that many of us nonprofits are really coming together
Yeah.
for the same mission. And we find that, her group has worked with our teens. We got some other groups that are working with our kids.
Right.
So we're going to be pushing forward as we move forward with making sure that we're giving our kids the best. If
Absolutely.
that means all the nonprofits got to get together and do it, that's what we're going to do.
Exactly.
So
Well, thank you for the job that you do, Will, and I appreciate you coming down and spending time with us. And even Gwen, too, our old friend Gwen. We love having her. She's been on the show, too.
Oh, she has?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, she didn't give me. Did she give me a
Not
shout
this
out?
one.
Oh.
Not this
Oh,
one.
we can definitely add her. That's
Okay.
not
Well, did she give me a shout out on her show?
No, she didn't.
No.
Well,
I
can I take that shout out back?
It's always the ROI, isn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
Well, we ran out of time, but I wanted you to give out the website once again. It stands for Big
Yeah.
Brothers, Big Sisters of St. Lucie County, right?
So I'm going to act like you didn't just say that.
Oh, I said Boys and Girls Clubs.
I
Nobody
love
else
big.
called
I'm
me.
a big brother,
You
so
really
I'm
messed
okay
that
with
up.
I
it.
did really
You
mess
messed
that
that
up.
up, yeah.
That's all right.
Go ahead, Will.
So can I just tell you
Go
Yes,
ahead, man.
Boys and Girls Club.
of St. Lucie County?
There you go.
So it's
What's in that cup?
www.b. You probably need to take
Strong
another
enough.
sip of that.
Yeah, Big Brother.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of bees. All right,
All
Boys
right,
and
so
Girls
it's
Club.
so it's www.bgcofslc.org.
All right.
So that was great. You did good.
All right.
I won't hold it
gave
against
a,
you.
I gave it a whirl. Well, thanks for that, Will. We appreciate it.
You're
Thanks
very
for coming.
welcome.
Glad to
Thank
have you.
you.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Joe Switt from the city of Fort Pierce.
Downtown Fort Pierce is a charming blend of historic architecture, eclectic shops, restaurants, and waterfront recreation. You'll find beautiful art galleries and historic venues like the Sunrise Theater, which make downtown come alive with a constant influx of culture and entertainment. In addition, the City Marina is the only downtown marina on the Treasure Coast and close to one of Florida's best all-weather inlets. But you don't need a slip or a boat to take advantage of the beautiful Indian River Lagoon. Simply strolling along the waterfront, you can see manatee, dolphins, or enjoy outdoor dining along the luxuriously designed waterfront. Downtown Fort Pierce is in the midst of many exciting developments as new living and working spaces are developing along the city's scenic shores. Whether coming to enjoy a show or find a dynamic new place to live or do business, you'll love downtown Fort Pierce.
Welcome back to Sunrise Spotlight. I'm Trista Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Nick Mims, City Manager of Fort Pierce, and you brought along a fellow employee
Let me
who I'm
introduce
going to
him.
refer to
Let
as
me introduce.
Joe.
Yeah, he's just.
But Joe who?
He is Joe Sweat,
Sweat.
and he is our marketing specialist, and he
Okay.
promotes the beautiful city of Fort Pierce. Have you ever been to our Facebook site?
Yes,
Is it a Facebook page or Facebook site?
I think it's a page.
Facebook page.
How old are you?
I'm old.
Okay.
But Facebook page. Joe is the guy that takes most of the pictures and the
Oh.
videos on the Facebook page.
Very good.
Very talented.
Joe
I get up
Joe
pretty early.
Sweat, official
Sweat.
videographer.
Sweat.
Sweat.
Yes.
Sweat.
So he's here to help us with our trivia.
Okay. So you're going to ask trivia questions.
Sure.
Do we have to answer, or we'll answer? We'll let the audience
I
answer.
think
How
we
we
can
doing
let the
that?
audience. I think we
Okay.
let
This is the
audience a
trivia
chance.
for
I got a
the
couple hard
audience.
ones.
Okay.
Trivia for us.
Well, I like trivia. I like to play games. But
And
that's
this one
okay
was
for
in the
audience.
show earlier, by
And
the
you
way.
got,
This
got
first one.
some
I do.
presents for
I do.
our
We
audience
call
members
it
that can
swag.
answer? All right, I'm going to warn you now. Raise your hand. Don't shout out the answers. It's not a free-for-all. All right.
Good to go?
You're
All right.
good.
So Fort Pierce was recently named top 20 most beautiful streets or main streets in America by which famous journal company?
Oh.
All right, the gentleman in the blue shirts.
Mark
Did you
Kowalski.
get this already?
Mark comes to a lot of our shows, and
I-
he always answers them right because he pays attention.
Yes.
Reader's Digest.
You're
Very
correct.
good. I
Reader's
mentioned that
Digest.
earlier.
You
So
did.
he was paying attention.
And
What
what
does
does he
he
win?
win?
Sure, we'll swag. We got some stuff in here.
We do?
Yes. How
Okay.
about we'll do a calendar and a sticker, the new stickers that we have and a new calendar that we have out.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll
So
get
we
that
will-
to you after
Sure,
the show,
sure,
but
sure,
show
sure.
everybody your calendar's beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it
Sticker.
very much.
Okay.
What does the sticker say?
Sunrise City, Fort Pierce. That's the new ones.
I do need these in the
Yes.
Seven Gables
We'll have
house.
to get you some.
We'll get you
All right,
plenty of
Cheyenne,
swag.
duly noted.
Plenty of
How many of
swag.
these are we doing?
Do a couple
Do
more.
the
Just
next
a couple
one.
more? Okay. All right. So the next one's a little more difficult.
You got this, man.
All right. So what is the name of the phone app that you can download and listen to unique stories about Fort Pierce?
Oh,
That is definitely a hard
I know.
one. I think I know it.
We recently put up Lincoln Park.
Gwen
on
has
there
her
as
hand
one
up.
of them.
What is it, Gwen?
Cricket.
It's a national program, and they've only got
Correct.
a few cities that are up and
I
running
think I know
with
what
it.
it is.
I'm not sure if I know the exact name, but I'm familiar with the program.
I know it. Oh,
Brad knows.
Florida Stories.
very
Correct.
good.
Oh, he Googles
Very
like
good.
a Googles like a professional
Yeah, his
back
phone out on
there.
my phone.
Good job.
Oh, you downloaded it before? Have you used it? I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, he's never used it.
Oh. All right, Brad, we're going to give you $10 to PP Cobb, our sponsor for today, so you can take me to
I
lunch.
want to answer one. Can I answer one for?
For PP Cobb?
Sure.
Okay. I know, because they have great food. Have you eaten there yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, well, you and I will go next
We'll
week.
go.
Okay.
All right, we'll do an easy one.
All right.
So, what is the nickname given to Fort Pierce, the city of Fort Pierce?
Is it in the name
I
of
heard
the
a
show?
bunch of whispers.
I heard a couple people
Yeah, I
say
think
it.
everybody
Everybody
said
said
it.
it,
Yeah.
but it was the
Everybody gets
whole-
a sticker.
Go ahead, Gwen.
Sunrise City.
Very good.
Sunrise City, very good.
That's too easy.
That one was too easy. All right, so this one's pretty
We
tough.
need a hard one. Yes.
All
This is
right.
the last one.
This-
It's the last one?
Make it hard.
Oh, I got two good. I got another
Okay,
good one
go
now.
ahead.
So, okay. All right. So, what year was Old Fort Park listed on the National Register of Historic Places?
I'm going to say in the 70s. Am I right? I've narrowed
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah, you did narrow it down.
Well, Price is Right, this thing.
You did narrow it down.
What do you say?
I'm gonna say 1974.
Wow, absolutely. 1974, January.
Good job.
January 11th.
Nice.
Good job,
1974.
man.
That's awesome.
He deserves it. Yeah, take that from Brad
You
and
want
give
me
that
to,
to
you
Will.
want me to send
that to
my
Will.
prize to Brad?
I mean, Brad, there you
Yes.
go. Perfect.
I'm not going to take prizes away from others. This is, okay.
That was good. That was great.
Yeah.
One more quick one.
Yep.
Okay,
Sure.
so what is the common hashtag used on social media for the city of Fort Pierce?
Oh, we talked about that today, too, because we
Aha.
were going to get shirts and hats made for our Seven Gables house. Who knows it?
Oh no.
It's a, oh my
Nobody.
goodness.
Nobody knows.
We're going to get shirts made, and it's a hashtag. Wow. All
There
right,
we go.
Mark can do
Mark.
it. Well,
Love
wait,
the
wait,
fort.
Love the fort.
there you go.
Love the fort.
Love the
Good
Fort.
job, man.
Hashtag Love the Fort. It was a very successful campaign put out by the TDC last summer, and we're going to carry that on through this summer. But you can also love the port if you'd like. If you live in Port St. Lucie and you're out about, you can love the fort or the port. We're equal
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Sure, absolutely.
Sure.
Love
Jeez.
fest here. So, and we're going to get both
We love the
both
fort.
T-shirts and hats made with those on them.
Absolutely.
Very good. Nice. Thank you, Joe, for bringing those.
Joe Sweat.
Sweet.
Joe Sweat.
Swift.
For bringing those to us today. We really enjoyed it, and we'll get the presents out to everybody, the gifts out to everybody.
No problem.
And before we head off, what else do we want to tell everybody about what's going
Oh, man,
on?
we got a lot of good stuff going on.
We do?
Yes. Let me read and tell you.
Yeah, let me look at my notes and tell you exactly
Just
what I
to
wanted
let
to
you
talk
know,
about
just earlier
today.
in May,
Okay.
our very
Well,
own.
it's June now,
I
just so
know,
you
it's
know,
June.
in TV land.
But
YouTube
for
land.
those of you who do not know, our very own Mayor Hudson,
Yes?
who in my opinion is one of the greatest mayors we've ever had,
The
just
best.
to let you know, was named a IRSC Distinguished Alumni and a hometown hero by the Florida League of Cities.
Oh, I didn't know about the Florida League of Cities,
Oh, yeah.
but and she was in one of the first graduating classes from IRSC.
I believe so, 1964.
Yeah,
Yes.
isn't that
yes.
cool?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
she's a
amazing.
great lady.
Yes. And also, the city of Fort Pierce is trying to embark upon improving our gateways and entrances.
yeah.
Right?
So, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So what we're trying to do is when you drive by, cities, you see, okay, Palm Bay, Orlando, Daytona, Ormond Beach or whatever, we want to have something distinct for Fort Pierce. We want it to just pop. When you drive by, Teresa, I want you to say, wow, you're in beautiful city of Fort Pierce. So that's what we're working on. Joe's going to be working on that.
Mhm.
It's going to be, it's going to be, he doesn't know it yet.
Joe Sweat
Joe-
just got to sign something
Sweat-
right here on
Joe
the show.
Sweat.
Sweat
The
is
other
going to
guy.
be doing that. And we want the access and the entrances and the exits of Fort Pierce to be amazing.
Yeah.
We're proud of our city. We want to promote our city. And with people like Will and Gwen and Brad and all these folks out here, I'm telling you, we shall make this thing pop.
And
It's gonna happen.
we have a community input meeting May 30th, I think.
That happened
already-
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's June now.
Oh my God.
It's June.
It's June.
Yes.
It's June. So
Yes.
that meeting was well attended.
It was great.
And
Packed house.
everybody was
It was a
very
packed house.
vocal,
Yes.
and they came up with some great ideas.
Absolutely. You were there.
Joe Swift knew the truth.
No,
I did not.
I wasn't there.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
I love the idea because I know that
goodness.
some of the exits off 95 or the Turnpike have signs. When you're going through Daytona,
That's right.
because of the landscaping, it says Daytona right there.
That's right.
You can't miss it. And so we're going to do something like that.
In Fort Pierce.
That came up as one of the ideas at the meeting.
I'm glad you went.
I was there. I gave you that idea.
Yes.
All right. So
sure.
very exciting stuff.
Yes.
We hope to get some signage for our booking center too, our Seven Gables, once we start
Absolutely.
doing that as well.
Oh, we got another huge event in June.
Okay.
June the 9th, Restoring the Village.
Mm.
We're going to have thousands of people out throughout the community in Harmony Heights, Paradise Park, Sheridan Plaza, in the northern section of Fort Pierce in the village.
Yeah.
We anticipate at least 2,000 to 5,000 people coming out. That's what we want to see.
Holy moly! What are you going to do with all those people?
They're going to work. They're going to clean. They're going to pick up
Mulch,
trash. They're going to
painting,
paint. They're
yeah.
going to mulch. It's going to be fantastic.
And it's going to look beautiful, I'm sure.
Yes, this is a community effort to improve our city.
Okay.
That's what we'll do.
Speaking of restoring the village, Representative Larry Lee and the Chamber of Commerce are working together on the back to school event that we're going to do the first Friday in August
Yes.
at the Met Stadium, where we invite every single school board employee. Our graduation rate went up again.
Yes.
And so it keeps going up and up and up, and we want to thank everybody that was a part of it. And that's everybody, the bus drivers, the cafeteria workers. If you work at the school system, you had a hand in helping our graduation rate
That is
increase.
true. That
And
is
so
true.
we want to recognize them. We're going to invite them all out to a Mets game. It's a Friday
Really?
night, August 3rd. They get free entry. It's entry free for kids that night as well. And a lot of our county commissioners and Representative Lee and myself will be out there to welcome them, hopefully get them a hot dog and a soda on us
Wow.
to say thank you. So we're going to be doing that again August 3rd.
Parents too?
Yeah, parents too, and if they work for the school board, those parents are free. But otherwise, I think it's like $8 or something, maybe, Eric, to get in. And so it's not bad. $8.
Joe had recently had one of those graduating students.
I sure did.
You
LPA?
have a child that graduated from.
Have a child. Yes,
He
he has
doesn't
a.
look old
yes,
enough to
he-
have a
yes.
child that graduated.
Yeah, he started early.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yep.
Got a little
It was
bored,
Tuesday. He
didn't
graduated. We graduated from LPA Tuesday.
he? He did very good.
High honors. Yeah.
I think
Proud of him.
Eric had a
Summa cum laude.
graduating.
What's that?
Brad
cum laude.
did.
Sure.
Brad did. I don't know what was going on 18 years ago, but holy, I don't know anybody that didn't have
We had a
one.
hurricane.
Well, oh yeah, that'll
Power
do
went
it.
out.
Yeah, we survived.
Yeah.
Correct.
Very good. Well, congratulations,
Thank
LPA
you.
graduate, huh?
Thank you. Yeah.
Brad's was MOA. Where was yours? Yeah, that was Brad's too, because the MOA programs. Yeah. Well, it's graduation season is now over because it's June,
That's right.
and it went well.
Evidently.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and I want to thank PP Cobb for bringing in the coffee in Danish, as always. Our sponsor, FBOA, Mr. Nick Mim.
FBUA.
What did I say?
OA.
I have an accent. And, of course, Mr. Nick Mims, the city manager, and everybody here in the studio, Mike
Yes.
Flynn and Eric. And have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right.